Have you ever felt trapped with no way out, facing a problem that seems impossible? That's exactly what the Israelites faced at the Red Sea. Pharaoh's army was behind them, the sea was ahead, and fear gripped their hearts. Yet God asked them to trust him. The Red Sea teaches us that when God calls, faith often requires stepping forward even when the way seems blocked. The story: after God delivered the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, Pharaoh regretted letting them go. He sent his army to bring them back. The Israelites found themselves trapped between the approaching army and the vast Red Sea. In panic, they cried out, "Were there not enough graves in Egypt that you brought us to die in the wilderness?" Exodus 14:11. Moses answered with faith, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." Exodus 14:13. God then instructed Moses to stretch out his hand over the sea, and miraculously the waters parted, creating a dry path. The Israelites crossed safely, while the pursuing Egyptian army was swallowed by the returning waters. What seemed impossible became possible because God's power met their faith. Reflection and lessons. 1. Fear and faith often appear together. The Israelites' first reaction was fear, understandable given the circumstances. But Moses reminded them to focus not on the problem, but on God's presence and promise. Fear is natural. Faith is choosing to trust God despite fear. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring. For youth, when facing exams, peer pressure, or personal challenges, fear may appear, but faith calls you to trust God's guidance. For adults, when facing financial difficulties, family crises, or health struggles, fear is real, but faith invites us to focus on God's promises rather than our obstacles. 2. God's deliverance often requires action. Notice that God didn't simply move the sea without Moses' obedience. He commanded Moses to stretch out his hand over the waters. Faith is not passive. Sometimes God asks us to take the first step, even when the path seems impossible. Walking forward, trusting God to act, demonstrates courage and obedience. For youth, this might mean standing up for what's right, speaking the truth, or making choices that honor God. For adults, this might mean stepping into a new job, forgiving someone, or making a decision that aligns with God's calling. Action plus faith opens the door for God's miracles. 3. God's power is greater than any obstacle. The Red Sea wasn't just a barrier, it was an obstacle designed to teach a lesson. Pharaoh's army seemed unbeatable, the sea seemed impassable, and the Israelites' hope seemed gone. But God specializes in turning obstacles into opportunities. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. Sometimes the sea in your life is a relationship problem, a financial struggle, or a personal challenge. God can make a way where there seems to be no way. For youth, trust that God can make a path through bullying, pressure, or loneliness. For adults, trust that God can make a way through debt, illness, or broken relationships. 4. God's faithfulness inspires worship and testimony. After the Israelites crossed safely, Moses and the people sang a song of praise. "The Lord is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation." Exodus 15:2. Miracles are not just for protection. They are opportunities to glorify God and share His faithfulness. When God delivers us, our natural response should be praise, gratitude, and testimony. Sharing our stories encourages others to trust God too. Conclusion. The Red Sea reminds us that faith doesn't remove fear or obstacles. It empowers us to trust God through them. Like the Israelites, you may feel trapped between impossible circumstances and the weight of fear. But God is calling you to stand firm. Take the step He commands. Trust that His power is greater than your obstacles. When you obey, God will part the seas of your life and lead you to victory. Who among the gods is like you, Lord? Who is like you? Majestic in holiness, awesome in glory, working wonders. Exodus 15:11. Key takeaway points. Faith often requires trusting God despite fear. God calls us to act, not just wait. God's power is greater than any obstacle. Deliverance inspires worship and testimony. Your Red Sea may be a challenge that seems too big, a decision too hard, or a future too uncertain. Step forward in faith, trust His presence, and watch as God makes a way where there seems to be no way.